Hello and welcome back to another Minecraft Let's Play video by me, FoxyNoTail, here on the truly Bedrock survival server, and I'm locked in a room and I just saw a villager wander past. There should not be villagers wandering past while I'm in that room. We've got a villager breeder going on here in the All Mall. If you don't... There he is, look. Where have you escaped from? Where have you escaped from? We got a random... This must be the mall cop. Look, he's dressed in his mall cop uniform. It's Paul Blart. Hello, Paul. How are you doing? No, if you don't know where we are currently in the All Mall. It looks like the... Oh, yes, they're the items that live in that shop that the villagers have taken over. So, yeah, lots of things has happened since the last episode. Clearly, lots of things have happened since the last episode. I mean, I've done a live stream, and we've started to get our zombie villagers in place in some of the shops. We've got Johnny here, who's working in the mob drop shop. We've got over here in the furnaces furnaces shop. Ah, my goodness me. Fuming Fuels or Fuel Me Once. They were the names come up with in the live stream. We've got Cole. Over here at the butchers, we've got Barry the butcher. And in the black and white shop, we don't have one yet because we were growing more villagers for that. And we don't have any in here. However, it does look like things are going on upstairs, considering I'm only using the downstairs of this mall at the moment. He's in my bed. Oi, mall cops should be awake at night. You're on the wrong shift pattern. Oh, jeez. Anyway, right, so upstairs, I've noticed more shenanigans. What? I saw Jesse B had come and stolen a shop on my live stream, and RFC had stolen a shop during that same live stream, selling their chicken. But now look. We've got, more pickles. Mr. Beardstone stolen a shop now. Geez, not satisfied with his own giant shops, coming and stealing mine as well. Slack's got one. Slack's garden. He said, oh my, what? Now what have we got over here? Bed bombers? Bed kits for all your bed bombing needs? My goodness me, what's in here? We got Icon Hazmat. The Premier Beacon Protection. Oh, another Beardstone shop by the looks of things. What's this one? DB's Wascally Wabbit Warehouse. Look at all those rabbit's feet. Bear in mind, that's 16 rabbit's feet for a diamond. That's a pretty good price. But look at all that rabbit fur and hide. And oh my goodness, but why is there more shops in my mall? This is just for me mall. It's Foxy's mall and everybody else's. Oh, jeez, I did one thing. Oh, jeez, fine. Okay, I guess it could be the all of the members mall rather than, oh, jeez. Well, I'm having downstairs, Paul Blart. This is my bit. You keep them rapscallions to upstairs. Don't let them have any of the shops downstairs, because these are all mine. And I've got many sortings of them all out to do. Jeez. Can't believe it, Paul. I can't believe it. People been stealing me mall shops. Jeez. Right. What? Hang on a minute. That's not Paul. We got two Pauls. How have you escaped? This is like the bet. Now there's just random. Now this is just all going all kinds of wrong, isn't it? My theory is you've popped out through the window, haven't you? And you got stuck, and then you. Oh my goodness me. My God, Paul. Oh, jeez. Anyway, next clip. Well, now that the two Pauls have been successfully boated, I thought I'd go round and do a quick stock check to make sure that I've made plenty of diamonds with my mall. I know not all of the shops are open yet, but I thought with these few I should be raking it in by now. But unfortunately, not one item has been sold, which means things are not going ever so well. But that's absolutely fine. I'm sure over time, the sales will come in thick and fast. I haven't told anyone it's open yet, to be fair, so that's probably what they're all waiting for. They're probably all waiting for me to declare the mall fully open so they can come run in and spend their diamonds. To be honest with you, I'm surprised there's not a queue outside, I was going to say, but it looks like there is. There is a gentleman patiently waiting out here to go in the queue. No, I thought you were... Okay, maybe not patiently waiting. Maybe patiently waiting to kill me. How have you spawned? We're on a mushroom island. You're not allowed to be here. You be careful near my villagers, you, okay? I'm not happy with you. Oh, jeez. Right, anyway. First thing I'm going to be doing in today's episode is finally finally, I know you've all been waiting for it, finally putting the sea lanterns in here, because I completely forgot to put sea lanterns in my Prismarine to go shop. And then I'm going to work on the Blockheads shop, which is going to be selling mini blocks and mob heads. Speaking of which, hopefully no one's gone in here and bought anything out of these chests. No, they haven't. That's good news. Right, so I've got many works to do. I've seen that villager running in the screen in the background, whizzing about. You be careful. There we go. That's the sea lanterns now in place. Now for the Blockhead shop. Well, I'm back at Mr. Beardstone's mini block shop, and the reason for this is not to steal his ideas for the shop layout design, but actually to come spend many monies on some glass mini blocks. I was looking for these in the last episode. I can't remember if it made it into the video or not, but I couldn't find them anywhere, and I was almost convinced that the pack was broken, but it turns out after having a quick conversation that they do exist, and they are for sale, and he literally just came in here and put more in and made them less expensive. When I looked in here less than 2 minutes ago, there were 4 glass mini blocks for a diamond, and now they're 8. So I'm getting double for the money. So I need to get some diamonds. I need to buy these glass mini blocks as quickly as possible before anyone else steals it. Oh, I'm running out of diamonds fast. And the reason that I want the glass mini blocks is so that you can do pretty fancy things when you're displaying your other mini blocks. So basically, you pop your mini block down, make it nice and straight with the red dye, and then make it really small. Then you place your glass mini block, and then you make it nice and straight with the red dye, and then make it really big, and then you bring it down like this on top of your little mini block, so it lines up with the block below it, just like that. And then if you make that back normal size again, like this, then you've got a nice little display thing. I made that actually slightly too low down. There we go. Oh, no, too high up. There we go. Look at that. Look at that amazing little display piece there. And then obviously you would have your mini blocks available for sale, maybe in a shulker box below it or maybe somewhere else. I kind of don't want to clutter this room up with shulker boxes, to be honest with you, because I think it looks kind of nice how it is. But yeah, that's kind of what we're going to be going for. Well, this shop hasn't 100% come out I expected it to, but it's not too bad. We now have 2 display cases, and in them I've managed to cram in quite a few mini blocks on this side and quite a few of the mob heads on this side, because obviously we can make them small and large and things like that. Speaking of which, we've got a wandering trader and her chicks following her out of the shop here, and some mini block chests as well just there. And all of the items are in the shulker boxes behind, so we've got absolutely tons and tons of mini blocks in there available for sale, in both the top ones and the bottom ones. Bear in mind, every single slot is 1 diamond, so they are in different quantities just depending on what I had. And behind the mob heads we have these as well, and I think I've been pretty generous with some of these because I've got so many of them, whereas some of them I've not been so generous at all because I've hardly got any of them. So obviously the more rare they are, the more expensive they will be in the shop. But yeah, that shop is pretty much done and open for business. We probably ought to just put some signs up around the outside and make it look a little bit more interesting from the outside. And there we go. It's nothing particularly special. We've got some outside decorations as well, just to really sort of hit home what this shop is. We've got the sign on the side. We've got some item frames with them in. And I almost forgot on the inside, there's also this chest here with wither skeleton skulls and dragon heads in as well, because they didn't fit inside of these boxes. So yeah, we've got even more stuff for sale in there, which is absolutely great. And I don't really like the blockhead signs, but I put this trim up here to sort of make it stand out a little bit more as well. And yeah, it means that it's okay. It's fine. It'll do. Anyway, that is that shop done. We've now got an entire row of shops done. We now need to work on the next one, which is going to be bamboozled. Interesting. And for this shop, I kind of want to do the floor as a podzolly, jungly, leafy thing with the bamboo sprouting out of it and some scaffolding maybe up at the back. But unfortunately, I don't have any leaves on me. However, there is a very convenient shop appeared at the top of here, which, although I'm very cross about, I might actually just go and buy a few leaves from, because I can't be bothered to go all the way home and get some. And maybe, if I'm lucky, there might be some podzol in here as well, although I doubt we'll be lucky for podzol. And that chest doesn't open, Jesse. I hope there's nothing in it. Yeah, I think I'll take some of these. Bear in mind, everything in this mall is a diamond a stack, so this is good deals. And I'll take some of those. There we go. plenty. Only 2 diamonds. Very convenient. Saved me going all the way home. This mall really is paying for itself. Yes. Yes, it's wonderful how much money is being made at this mall. And just like that, we have a cat has spawned. No, that wasn't the news. The news was that is probably the quickest little shop I've done. And that's it. That's just a bit of leaves, some podzol, some coarse dirt, bit of string. We got scaffolding and bamboo for sale. How easy is that? One shop done. Next shop is Fungus Frenzy. Now we've got a lot of items to sell in this shop. So it's going to be tricky to decorate the shop and have it not looking too cluttered. However, going back to what Jessie B did in the mall, although I'm very cross with Jessie B, of course, for having a shop in the mall, she managed to squeeze an awful lot into a very small space here. Bearing in mind these upstairs rooms are only 3 by 4. Yeah, she's got a lot going on in there, so I think we should take a leaf out of her book. Get it? Because it's a leaf shop. Right, yeah. And make do with mini small spaces. Yes. And there we go. After another quick turnaround, we now have Fungus Frenzy, which has a nethery type floor. And I've tried to make these interesting looking structures with the blackstone in order to create sort of shelves, but in a more like organic-y way, if that makes sense. And I quite like it. I've also done the ceiling in this shop as well, so it really does sort of feel like you're going into a nethery cave. Can't do much with the walls in these rooms, just because obviously they're 1-block walls shared with the other one. So unless we can get some paper or wallpaper or something, which obviously we can't, we could do map art, but that would take a long time. Or the other things we could do are things like putting banners on the walls. But to be perfectly honest with you, this is absolutely fine. This is your shop in a shopping mall. It doesn't need to be any more than this. And we've got all of the items in here now for sale at a diamond per stack, which is absolutely fantastic. The only thing this is missing, which I've just noticed, is the item frames down the side. So let's pop some of those in there. We'll put some fungus in, and we'll put some of those in, and we also probably put some of the nether brick in there as well, just so people know that that's available in the shop. Nice. What's next? Well, I would do the villagery shops, but I'm going to have to skip past those until we've finished with those guys and move on to woolworks. But we don't have much wool for woolworks, really, so that's going to be tricky. Now, coming back to these ones, obviously I haven't put any villagers or zombie villagers in these shops, and that's just because I didn't really consider that for the layout, and I think having them loose in here is going to cause problems. So we will add more zombie villagers into some of the other shops. Perhaps I can do that for woolworks. But yeah, I'm not going to be putting them in all of the shops. Well, I have been around the server gathering every single little bit of wool that I own, and I have determined that I do not have enough wool to open a wool shop. And that if it has taken me all season to gather this much wool, bearing in mind I bought most of that, then I don't have the capacity to open a wool shop. Basically, I don't generate enough wool in order to open a wool shop like Woolworks. Now, the idea here was that I was going to have the floor just of all the different coloured shulker boxes with a little chap at the end that was obviously the salesman over here, and people would come in and take from all of the different colours of shulkers. There's 2 problems with that. 1, as we've discovered, I don't have enough wool and I don't have the farms to make the wool. And 2, I don't have a dye farm in order to get the dyes to dye the wool to make yeah, anyway. So, my plan is, instead of opening the wool shop, I'm going to do something I haven't done in a very long time on this season, and that's build a wool farm. So over here on my creative test world, I have put together a farm which is pretty much exactly the same as what I had on Truly Bedrock Season 1, although slightly more compact and slightly more efficient. And the way it works is quite simple, although it does look relatively complicated. It's a 1-chunk build, which means the hopper minecarts are never going to despawn, and also it'll fit nicely into our industrial area. And the way it works is simple. Basically, when you have grass that is stacked in this particular format, then it will spread very, very quickly, and the sheep will stay inside each of these chambers, and they will eat the grass and it will spread back naturally. So we're not using any pistons or laggy systems to push grass around. The grass is going to spread very quickly naturally. And the way we're going to collect it is we're going to have a hopper minecart that runs around a track inside that grass on this bottom layer here. If you break into this system here, you'll see there is a hopper minecart track in there, which is going to be constantly going around picking up the wool as it's sheared from the sheep. And the way that's going to be sheared is from dispensers that are at the sheep's level. And the dispensers are going to be filled by another hopper minecart, which is going to constantly go around, which is going to be filled from chests like this. And that's going to go around and deposit them into these hoppers, and they're going to dispense them into these dispensers. And in front of each of the dispensers is going to be a sheep encased in glass, because glass can sit on top of grass without causing the grass, not the glass, to turn into dirt, which is ideal. And in the center of all that, we're going to have an etho hopper clock, which when activated is going to activate all of those dispensers by basically a redstone line. This redstone line here goes underneath the farm, pops out here, and follows a repeater line all the way around the entire farm, which when it activates will turn each one of those redstone lights off one by one, which will then turn those ones on one by one, and that will fire the dispensers one by one, and we will get lots of wool. And there is just the right amount. There are 16 dispensers, 16 sheep, that's one for every colour of dye, and it should be pretty good. And the reason we're doing it like this rather than activating these ones directly is we need these top ones to be off so that the shears can actually get dispensed into the dispensers. However, it does appear for whatever reason the shears are not making it that far round. Maybe it's still filling up. It may be still filling up. I've only just recently activated this thing, so it could well be that it's still depositing them as it's going round. Yeah, it looks like they're getting pretty full to that point there. Yeah, there we go, look. If I then connect this redstone line here, that's going to activate all of the dispensers. You can see every single one of the sheep has been sheared, apart from this grey one apparently, unless he got his wool back really, really quickly. We'll check in a second to see if, yeah, none of those sheep. I missed a redstone torch. Apart from that one, that will be sheared in a minute. Let's just activate him by doing that. There we go. He's now been sheared as well. And in this chest here, we should now have one of every colour wool except red. And I just noticed the red one has also not been sheared. Look, oh dear, I've missed one out completely here. Jeez. So good, this is why we have redstone testing worlds, because testing this stuff in a creative world is much, much, much easier than testing it in survival. There we go. So we've now hooked up absolutely every single one of these things, and they will slowly get their wool back like that one did there and that one did there, because the grass will grow underneath them. As you can see, pretty much all of them have already got their grass back, which is fantastic, and the dispenser will fire again. Now, there are a couple of problems with this. If the wool falls off in the very corners like that, it won't actually pick it up. But as you can see here, we've actually got room to shift these entire things along a little bit, which means we can put this sheep actually a little bit further across and not worry about that. So let's do another design which doesn't have any sheep in the corners, and then it will be 100% efficient. Okay, having done a little bit more jiggery-pokery, we are almost there. We've now got all 16 colours of sheep. None of them are now in the corners, so we shouldn't get any of the wool hanging up at the edges. The only problem now is we now have redstone torches that are always on, active next to 2 hoppers, which is going to drastically affect our wool collection system. So what we now need to do is to be able to bring our wool in without it being next to those redstone lines. And there we go, we now have a system that is not going to cause any backups and isn't going to affect our redstone, although it's a little bit strange. I might actually do the whole thing with observers, but basically what I've done is just moved the redstone around a little bit and used observers to transfer the redstone line instead of redstone torches. The only difference here is it means that these ones are not inverted, so that when the other ones are off, they're still on. But it means the sheep are still getting sheared at the same time. It's absolutely fine. And what that means is all of the wool is now coming through into this chest here. And if we look up here, there shouldn't be any lingering on the ground in any of the pens, which means that this farm is now completely 100% efficient and ready for building on Truly Bedrock. So back on Truly Bedrock, we are of course going to be working in our industrial area, which is the area underneath all of this water. And I think we're probably good to start over here in this corner for our little sheep farm. It's going to be in here. It's going to fit nice and perfectly. So I suppose I should probably get cracking with it. So first things first, I'm going to put in 2 layers of black glass, which are 10 blocks across. This is going to give us our platform to work above of. And the reason I'm using black glass is because it's the only type of glass that I've got a reasonable amount of. And, you know, I want to be able to see through into the side of this. Kind of. I don't know why. I just feel like I want to be able to do that. So then on top of that, this is where our grass is going to start. And of course, I don't have any grass. There we go. Now we've got some grass. So our grass, first layer, is going to go along here like this. And this is where the minecart is going to be running around. So we are going to need to break a few of these blocks in order to put in our powered rails, which is going to require our redstone. Having said that, we could power it from underneath. Although we do risk fiddling with our redstone if we did that, but then we wouldn't be losing any grass blocks at all. Now, it has occurred to me while I'm building this that I'm building something that's going to contain 16 passive mobs directly underneath. Oh, geez, Nelly, I can't do any. You're scraping that plate around. I can't. Oh, geez, I'm back in a minute, guys. Stop scraping the plate. As I was saying, it has occurred to me while I'm building the inside of this that I'm building a farm that's going to be containing 16 passive mobs directly below a passive mob farm, which potentially could absolutely 100% affect the rates of the passive mob farm, because technically these things are going to be loaded. Even though they're out of distance, they will be loaded because they're going to be persistent. So what we're going to need to do is probably name tag them, which should, fingers crossed, all being well, take them out of the mob cap. But this is Bedrock Edition, so I'm never 100% sure whether that's going to happen. Anyway, we've now done that next layer. We need to pop a hopper minecart in there before we do anything else, so that we, because we're going to trap it in, basically, and then we can work on the next part. And off it goes. Oh, it's going the other way around. It's fine. Oh, look, there's a floating cow. Look out, cow. I think, well, commiserations, mate. You're probably not going to survive too long. Anyway, right, so now that we've got the hopper minecart in, now what we got to do is put this layer of grass in, and this is the layer of grass that the sheep are actually going to stand on. Speaking of things spawning, I see you, Mr. Zombie. We really need to take care of that chunk of stuff, don't we? Get rid of it all. Jeez. And for the next part, we just need a load of dispensers and hoppers, which I've got plenty of, and we just need to make sure we get these in the right place. So it's a block apart on each side. We don't want them in the corners. So I think that's right there. I think I've done that one wrong. Just get rid of that one. So there's 4 there. Yes, very good. And we just need to do the same on each side. You're getting rid of blocks of grass again, FoxyNoTail. I know. You could put the dispensers above the sheep so they point downwards and then you didn't have to get rid of any. I know. Yeah, I know. It's fine, guys. Fine. I know I was agonising about a few pieces of grass before, but it's fine. We've had this farm for a long time. It works really, really well. There we go. That's... Oh, no, I haven't done this. And there we go. We now have many, many dispensers in place. And now we're going to put the hoppers behind those, which is the nice and easy thing to do, just like this. And now, in between each one of those hoppers, we're actually going to put grass. Now, I don't think this grass is necessarily going to help actually improve the efficiency of the farm, but I just thought I'd rather use grass than another block because potentially it could help spread the grass. I don't know if it will or not, but it might. And that is all of the grass done. Now, it's getting a bit dark up here. We could probably do with some torches, but we'll do that in a minute once we've got the glass in place. Before we do the glass, though, we now need to put the powered rails down each side. And now I don't actually have enough powered rails, so I'm going to have to craft some more. Oh, man. Crafting powered rails. Okay, now all the powered rail is in place. What I now need to do is in the corners again, we're going to replace some of this outside grass with the redstone blocks just to power those powered rails. And I think we're going to need a couple of those per side. We are, which is absolutely fine. This won't get in the way of any of the redstone. And because this is on the outer layer of grass, yes, that's right this time, that we don't actually need necessarily, it's not going to affect the rates at all of the grass growing back. So there we go, that's that bit done, and the last couple of pieces over here. Many. Just like that. Excellent. Now we can put in the glass, which I've still only got black glass. So we're going to have a very dark looking farm until I light it up, but it's still going to look dark because I'm using black glass. Oh well. It don't matter, it's fine. You could go and make some more glass with your huge furnace you made with slack. Yeah, I don't dare try to use that thing on my own. It's too powerful for a FoxyNoTail. You could use your other smelter that you've got to make lots of glass. I could. I've actually got loads of glass elsewhere as well, but I'm just being lazy. It's fine. Nothing wrong with a bit of black glass. It adds a certain mysteriousness to the build. No, it doesn't. You're just saying that because you want it to sound like it's not as bad as it looks. Shut up. It's fine. Okay, that's all of the glass in. So this farm is now pretty much 100% done, apart from the little redstone bits around the edges and the clock in the middle, and obviously getting the sheep in. Oh, and lighting it up. Let's light it up. Let's not have it so dark anymore. Let's make it nice and shiny. That's better. I can see again, and I can see that I'm hungry. That is complete overkill on the torches, but it looks better. Yep, definitely good. Very good. Next. Oh, the falling in one of the holes again. Jeez. If there's a hole, I'll fall in it. It's what I'm good at. I'm good at falling in holes, mate. Put it on my CV. What are you good at, sir? I'm good at falling in holes. What are you good at? Well, not as good as you at falling in holes by the sound of things. Okay, now that I put a few chests and things like that in, what I need to do now is go round and put in the redstone torches, which is going to be easier said than done because I can't actually reach all of the area. So now I'm going to have to put in some temporary blocks around the whole thing so I can get up to put the torch. Oh, gee. Nonsense. Nonsense. I don't have this problem in my creative world. Just saying. And before I do any of those redstone lines, though, what I am going to do very quickly is I'm just going to put the observers in that are going to go on these bits here, just so that I can link things up a bit easier. So there's one there, and one, if we get on a block, we can bounce on nicely, face it down there, like that. Perfect. Nice. Now we can do the rest of the stuff. And what I'm actually going to do this time is I'm going to bring the redstone out from the back instead and have it going round each way. Rather than coming out from one side at the front, I'm going to have it all coming out from the back, and it'll just look a lot nicer that way, I think. Be nice and neat. And there we go. That's all linked up now. So what I'm going to do is smash a big hole in at the back. This is going to be where we get in and out of the middle bit, where our clock's going to be. And I'm going to smash that bit of glass there and that bit of glass there. I'm going to put a repeater there and a repeater there. And I'm just going to activate both of those repeaters from our Etho hopper clock. And an Etho hopper clock is probably one of the simplest things to build in the world. Two hoppers facing into each other, comparators coming out of each of those, bit of redstone dust on top of the blocks that they're facing into, a couple of pistons either side of that, and one redstone block. And that's it. That's all we need. Now, all you got to do is basically just run the redstone line from the redstone block to wherever it's going, and job's a good un. Job's a good un, mate. Done. So now, if we put some items in there, let's chuck 25 sticks in there. The system is now running. Now, I could probably do to put a lever on it, just so that we can turn it on and off while the sheep aren't actually in there. And obviously, we don't have any shears in there yet, but that's it. That farm is now 100% complete. And in order to get lots of shears, we're going to need lots of iron, which is over at our mall. And I've just come back to find Mr. Beardstone lurking about. I don't know what he's up to. I don't know what he's up to. But as long as he's spending diamonds, I'm happy. And I think he will be. So we need to come to Hargreaves Diamond & Co. and steal some of our iron, which we did get to sell. But we're going to need to make many, many shears. That's probably way too much iron. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Beardstone. I appreciate it, even though you did steal some of the plots upstairs for your own shops. That's absolutely fine. I'm not going to get cross about it. Not going to get upset. It's all fine. I shall actually inquire, do you need staff? The immigration centre getting full over here. It's 1 diamond for our living staff member. 2 diamonds for a zombified zombie 1. I could do with 1 more up Mr. Blockstone's staff. There are terrible. Well, there we go. 2 diamonds. Now, feel free. Have fun. This chap here is good to go. Pre-boated. I'm sorry, Paul. I know you've been a good mall cop, but Mr. Beardstone needs you. Right, anyway, let's go make many, many, many shears. See you later, Paul. It was good knowing you. And there we go, the first official 2 diamonds from our mall. Not necessarily from one of the actual shops, but nonetheless, a deal done within the mall and profit in my pocket. I'm happy. I'm happy that our mall is close to being profitable. I mean, to be honest with you, I've probably spent at least a stack of diamonds in other people's shops in order to get the materials I need to make the mall. So I'm probably quite a lot out of pocket with the whole mall at the moment. But I'm very confident that soon I will be rolling in diamonds. I will be the richest member of the server. And I'm going to be very, very happy despite having half of my mall now being taken up by the other members. And the system is 100% full of shears now, at least in these chests. The last thing to do is put the hopper minecart on so it can start distributing those between all of the dispensers. And then over time, I just need to keep topping that up so everything gets nice and full and we'll always have plenty of shears in there. There we go. We've already dispensed 3. This is good news. So now I guess it's time for me to go wrangling some sheep. Yes, sheep wrangling. What could possibly go wrong? This won't be frustrating at all. I'm really good at dealing with mobs and things in Minecraft and getting them around. It should be absolutely no problems whatsoever. Well, it has been a little bit of a while, approximately 1 hour, in fact, as we have been live streaming. In fact, I am still live streaming and we have managed to get every single sheep in place in this sheep farm, and they are all nicely coloured in with my favourite colours, 16 of my favourite colours, all on all of these sheep now. And we have given them all names as well because the stream is pretty crazy like that and they like to give people silly names. Yes, so the machine is full of shears and that hopper minecart which needs to go round here because I took it out because it was driving me nuts with the noise it was making. It's ready to go. Let's turn the on button on. That doesn't make any sense. and make it go. This is really weird streaming and doing a video. Ready, go. They're all going to get sheared. I'm not going to see it. Quick. I want to see it happen. I can't get back up there. I'm too small. Hang on, fly! No, quick! Did we miss it? We missed it! They're all naked now! Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. We missed it. But, there we go. But don't even worry about those leads and trapdoors. We should now get every single colour of wall coming through into the chest. This is very exciting. And there we go. I think that's it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. We are missing white wool. Of all of the colours of wool, we're missing white, which isn't the worst thing in the world because I do have white. Jeez, flying not good today. Ah. Oh, now we oh, jeez. Yeah. Why aren't you getting sheared? Is your dispenser not firing? Oh, there's nothing in it. Why is the hopper minecart? Oh, because the redstone torch is always... Oh, yes, that's a bit of a problem. We're going to have to manually fill that dispenser. Bad redstone. Jeez. Back over at the mall quickly. It is now the next day. The live stream has finished and we got on with a few extra things once we'd finished wrangling those sheep. One of those being the wool workshop, which is now complete and contains 1 shulker box of every single colour, and each one of those has a tiny little bit of wool in it which we gathered from the farm. However, Chuck has been AFK over at the farm for a little while, so we should have some more of the wool. So I'm going to take these with me and go and fill them up. But you might also see we've got a chap at the back here, which is called Moron, as named by Miss T Cats during the live stream. And we've actually got another zombie villager over in one of our other shops. I don't think we did any other shops during the live stream. No, it doesn't look like we did. But yeah, over at this shop round here, you will now see that we have another one, and I like the fact that they're sitting in boats. This one's called Terry, and they're behind a little screen, and I don't know, I just like the fact that they're sitting down at it. I mean, the ones that are walking about behind the screen's fun, like this guy here, but yeah, I like those. So anyway, back to the wool farm. And here it is in all its glory. Somehow we have managed to get a skeleton spawning down here. I imagine it probably spawned up there. Now, while Chuck's been AFK in the area, we've actually had, as you can see, quite a few things spawning on there. He's not actually up in the mob farm because I didn't know if he was AFK up there, if this thing would still be loaded, even though it would still be technically in the loaded chunks and the redstone would work. I didn't know if the sheep themselves would work. It looks like we've had a wandering trader here at some point as well. Now, he has been AFK here for probably around about 3 or 4 hours. Now, I'm not going to try and convince anybody that this is the fastest wool machine in the world, but let's see how much he's got. And I genuinely don't know at this point. I haven't checked. He's actually inside. And, oh, we got a reasonable amount. That's not bad at all. That's really not bad at all. Right, okay, and let's just see how much damage the shears have taken so far. I don't think we'll have used any yet. Yeah, hardly any at all. This is amazing. Good. Right, let's get all of these shulker boxes laid out and filled up then and back to the shop. Okay, so we've got around about 2 stacks of each of the different colours of wool. Now, you can see some have got more. The grey ones in particular, I've actually bought a lot of those previously, but they're all in the same box. But these ones here, with just a few stacks in, have all been generated from this farm, which is absolutely fantastic. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to move Chuck up into the AFK position of the hostile mob farm, which is up here for 2 reasons. 1, I want to make sure the wool farm is going to work while he's up here. And 2, I want to know if the passive mobs will still spawn while he's up here, considering we've got those 16 sheep down there. So let's get him up here and see what happens. Okay, although you can't see him, Chuck is in here with me now. He is invisible, of course. He's in our spectator mode, which is an add-on we've got on this server. If you want that add-on, you can go to FoxyNoTail.com and download it for yourself. And I believe, oh, Mr. Beardstone's online, but that's it. There's only us 2 and Mr. Beardstone online. So I was really hoping to see passive mobs spawning. There they are, look, this thing is still working. The passive mob farm up here has always been a little bit slow, so that's not the end of the world. But yeah, passive mobs will still spawn. This is good news. Now, the other question is, are those sheep still being sheared? So the way we're going to find this out is go and empty all of the wool out of the wool farm and then come fly away. And then come back again in a few minutes and make sure it's going. So, look out for that wall. Need to fly away quickly. Okay, so I've been hiding out here in my tavern for about 5 minutes. And I noticed there's a chest in here with loads of building materials in there. And mini blocks as well, which I need to remember to come and pick up. I can't believe I left that there. I've got no way of transporting all that at the minute because I don't have enough inventory space. So yeah, very important box there that we must not leave behind. But let's go and see if our wool farm has produced any wool. My worry is that although I think the sheep will be sheared, I don't know if they will be able to eat the grass still to grow their wool back with them being so far away from Chuck. So yeah, look at them. They're all currently very naked. Although I did just see wool pop off that one. Now I'm back in the area. Oh, we do have wool in there. We do indeed have wool in there. So that looks like it's worked then, all that time that, yeah, we were over there. So we'll leave that running for a little while then, and I'll put back to that later on and double check. But unfortunately for you guys, this is the end of the video. So, as usual, I'd like to say thank you all very much for watching. I do hope you've enjoyed it. If you did, please do leave a like. And if you haven't already, please do consider subscribing. And hopefully I'll see you all in the next one. Bye!